comes to fabric, I have a really hard time throwing out even the smallest scraps. And so sometimes they start to pile up. And when that happens, what I like to do is to make some fabric beads. So I'm going to show you really quickly what I usually do, especially with like little strips like these. Basically, all I do is start wrapping them around each, to form a little ball. And this can be any size you like, depending on what I'm going to use them for. I make some small ones, I make some larger ones. So, for example, for embellishing projects, I prefer some smaller fabric beads, but for jewelry, for example, if I were making a necklace, then I like them a little bit larger. It all really depends on the project that I'm making. So, just make it, let's just make a small one this time. And then I just start wrapping with thread. And as I go along, I try to give it the shape of the ball. So just keep like pushing the little pieces of fabric in. Until I've covered the whole ball. So basically, more than a fabric bead, this is more like a thread bead. And because I tend to buy thread and cones, it's a lot cheaper to do it that way. Then I usually have lots of different colors and a lot of thread to work with. Every little last bit has been covered. That's about it. Just a little bit left here. Okay, and then when I'm satisfied with the way the bead looks, cut off my thread, and to make sure that it won't unravel, this last little bit, I will use a little bit of glue. Just glue that down, hold it in place. you see any parts where it starts to come undone, just add a little bit of glue to that to glue it all down. And there it is, a little fabric bead. Like I said, you can really make these any size you like. So I've got some larger ones here, and then some smaller ones. And once again, I use them for making fabric jewelry, sometimes some necklaces, bracelets. My favorite are earrings. Sometimes these are just plain ones. You could play with several of them. And for what I have found though is that for the necklaces and bracelets, it's very hard to push a needle through them. So usually what I do is I just sew. I use the same color thread to kind of attach one bead to the other. And that's the way it works. So this is one way. I also do this with, since I like to crochet and knit, I also have lots of little threads left over from projects. So I basically do the same thing with this. I just grab a handful of these threads and try to press them together. And then do the same thing with the thread, just wrapping it. This is a little bit harder than with the fabric, but you can make it work. And in this case, you might even want to use less thread to have kind of this little scrappy look to your bead. So in something like this, I wouldn't cover the whole thing. I'd probably let it go till about there. And still use a little bit of glue to hold the end in place. So it's a little bit different looking than the fabric beads. It all depends on what you would like to do with them, but these can be very, very cute too. So I hope that this will be of inspiration to you to try it out and try adding things, beads, other things to it, anything you want to embellish. I hope this is a fun project for you too. Thank you for watching.